Okay, this one you just have to match the graph. Okay, it's already in factored form. So my first factor is an x, which tells me that one of the zeros is 0. So this thing should cross the x-axis at 0. This one right here, if x plus 3 equals 0, then it should cross it at -3. The next one right here, if x minus 3 is my 0, x would equal +3. And this one right here, if x plus 4 is my 0, x would equal a -4. So I know that my graph should cross at 1, 2, 3, 4, -4, -3, 0, and 1, 2, 3. So let me see if I can color code this. Let's see. 3 would be here, and -4 is there, and -3 is there, and 0. 0's here. Okay. Those are the x-intercepts. Now remember, if there's 4 x-intercepts, there can only be 3 turning points. All of these are to the first power, so they all cross. There'll be no tangent stuff. If you were to take x times x plus 3 times x minus 3 times x plus 4, at some point you would take x times x times x times x. This is really an x to the 4th power. And it really is a positive one, so it's a positive x to the 4th. So I know that both ends have to go up. I don't know what happens in between, but both ends have to go up. So this one is up and up, and this one is up and up. But this one is a down and an up, so it can't be B, and these are both down, so it can't be A. So it's either C or D. And then I really just have to look at it carefully to see where it's crossing. I do see that they both cross at 0, so we're good there. And I also see that they both cross at -3. But here's where it's different. Oh, wait, they also both cross at +3. This one's +3 and this one's +3. But the difference is with the purple one, this is the -4. This one's crossing at +4. So it's C. There you go. All right, 8 says evaluate the function for the given values of a and b, and then use the intermediate value theorem to determine which of the statements below is true. Okay, so first we're going to calculate f of a is a 1. So this is going to be 4 times 1 to the 5th minus 5 times 1 to the 3rd minus 8 times 1 squared plus 5. So stick the 1 in there, the 1 in there, and the 1 in there, and do the math. And that's going to be 4 minus 5 is -1, -1 minus 8 is -9, and -9 plus 5 is a -4, right? Yep, so I got that. Then I'm going to do b is equal to 2, so we're going to calculate f of 2. And I'm going to plug in a 2 and a 2 and a 2. And where's my calculator? Hang on a second. And I'm back. When I plug and chug all that into my calculator, I end up with a +61. So that means, okay, so you're on the graph, you're at 1 and you're at 2. When you're at the point 1, its y coordinate is -4, so that means you're down here somewhere. When you're at 2, your y-coordinate is 61, so you're way the heck up here somewhere. Which means when you connect those between 1 and 2, the only way to connect them is to cross over the x-axis. So yeah, there's a 0 there. So my choices that I'm looking at here, it's going to be choice, yeah, f of 1 and f of 2 have opposite signs, therefore the function has a real 0 between 1 and 2. So the answer is B. All right, another graph the function. This is an x cubed, but it's a positive x cubed, okay? It's a positive x cubed. So one end has to be up and the other one has to be down. They're all that way, okay? But since it's positive, it has to end going upward. This one ends going upward and this one ends going upward. This one is down and this one is down, so A and C are out. Okay, so what I need to do is find a point to help me determine this. The easiest point to go with would be the y-intercept, which is when x is 0. If you stick a 0 here and a 0 there and a 0 there, you're just going to be left with -4. So the y-intercept is at 0, -4. 0, -4 on this graph is right here, and 0, -4 on this graph is right there. And you can see that there is an actual point on D. B does not have that point. So that is the answer. Okay, this one says determine whether the binomial is a factor. There's 3 ways you can do it. You can just plug and chug, or you can do long division, or you can do synthetic division. If it is a factor, it'll have a remainder of 0, which is what you'd get when you plug and chug. If I did synthetic division, it says x minus 6. Remember, you just grab the 6 and then the 2. You just grab the coefficients off every variable and then don't forget the 21. And then you bring down the 2 and then you multiply. The 2 times the 6 is 12. And then you add this. -15 and 12 is -3. And then we multiply again. We take the -3 times the 6. That's -18. And then you add these 2 numbers. That's going to be a positive 16. And once again, we're going to take the 16 times the 6. 16 times 6 is a really big number. 16, 36, that's 96. And then when you add these 2, this does not equal 0. So the answer is no. No. And you could have plugged and chugged. You could have took 2 times 6 cubed minus 15 times 6 squared plus 34 times 6 minus 21. And that also does not equal 0. So it's either way you look at it, the answer is no.